Hey everybody, don't get anxious, get prepared. Your career engineer right here. And I'm glad you're with us for our, what we call our TCE Monday, don't get anxious, get prepared moments. We're broadcasting live, of course, on LinkedIn, I think YouTube and Twitter. So if you're in those streams, feel free to share your comments, invite others so we can have a great conversation. So look, today we're going to get right into some things we know what happened last week. We're all, no one lives in a vacuum here, but in spite of what we see happening in the world, we want to make sure we're focused on a couple things that can help us to make sure that we are doing what we need to do in our career and business spaces. And one of those things is, I said this thing of I have 4 TCE push-ups I'm going to share with you guys that I'm actually using to help us to get to our next level. So we want you to definitely be a part of that. So don't go anywhere. I'm gonna be right back. Like literally. Like don't go nowhere. Check this out. I'm coming right. Hey, I told you it doesn't take long. It doesn't take long. I would be right back. I love doing that. It just makes me feel like wow, I'm coming right back. So as I shared, there's a couple things we're going to talk about today, and one of them is about this here push-ups to 4 push-ups. So push-ups help make you get stronger. They help you get fit. So we're doing the same thing with those push-ups to help us get stronger and to be fit. So, but just a couple things before we get started. Again, feel free, whether you're watching us live or later, the comment section I will be responding to, but now's a good time if you are watching us live, if you want to network, to share with us who you are and what you're doing. And if you have a website or a LinkedIn, put it in there and we'll give you a shout out. We love to shout people out because we know it helps make things go better. Remember, if you're not following us in our places and spaces, our website has every way to get to us, from tcenow.com. You can find our Instagram, join our network, do our Twittering and our YouTubing and all that kind of good stuff. And you want to be a part of that. And of course, I can't say enough about our network, mytcenow.com. Check it out. It's a place of building real relationships that last. And we know what we're talking about. Been doing this a while. High tech, high touch space. We are a no hustle zone, but we're all about helping people to get to their next level. So again, find us on Twitter, find us on Instagram. Of course, we're on Facebook. Don't get anxious. And if you're in the market looking for some jobs, of course, in addition to using what you love to use, check out jobs.tcenow.com. That's our relationship with America's Job Bank and Circa, which shares job leads for us to start today. There's some other resources there that might help you, but we're here to help and not hurt. And of course, if you're not getting a newsletter, I don't know what you're doing if you're not getting a newsletter. Comes out every month, every Friday morning. Last week it went out late because I don't know what I was doing. I think I was trying to watch Wonder Woman. I forgot to hit send. It happens. But subscribe.tcenow.com. We plan on sending at 7 a.m. in the morning on Friday, loaded with job leads and tips and tricks and things to help you to turn your career, life, or business around. So definitely be a part of that. And I can't say, again, did you know, people may or not know, that we do have a radio show, and it's phenomenal. You want to check it out. Check this out right here. Our radio show, it's live. You can call in. It's every Thursday at 12 noon. Boom. Okay, I got all of that out the way. Want to get all that. Let's jump into what we're here to talk about, okay? And again, if you have questions or comments, feel free to put them in the chat now or later. Now would be great because I can definitely get into it and answer those questions while we're live. Remember, we do live content every single Monday. Every single Monday, live on our YouTube channel, as well as maybe on our LinkedIn or Twitter. So make sure you're subscribing and liking and making sure you're getting all our goodies. So 4 TCE push-ups. This is how we do TCE push-ups. I know I should do the other push-ups. I hear you. But these at least help me get together. So here are some things I'm doing that I've always done, and I thought I would give you 4. I've got about 400 of them, but these are my top 4. If you catch me on TV today, I shared some of these too, but I want to just elaborate a little bit more. So one thing that's really big in TCE world, and this is whether you're a career person, a business person, or someone that wants life more extraordinary, you've got to make sure you understand the difference between being selected and settling. You've got to position yourself all the time to be in the position to select. That's a whole nother mind shift, being able to be selected versus settling. Okay, settling is sort of, you're unsatisfied with your choices. When I hear folks, and this is not a paintbrush across for everyone, but when you're feeling, you're not satisfied at work, you're stressed at work, or in life, or in business. A lot of times it comes with, well, something came up, well, I didn't have any other options, so I'm gonna take that. Well, it's something. It's gonna keep the lights on. It's something. And I mean, sometimes we have to do those things, but how about we start from Genesis to make sure our brand is in a position that we can have some selection choices, not just this. I mean, if there's only one choice, it's not a choice, is it? So make sure you position yourself that your brand, career side, your resume, your package, your resume, your profiles, the way you put things together, how you're sharing your talking points in interviews, or how you network, or your meetings. Make sure you're sharing things to make you to be a viable selection. Business folks, same thing. How are you putting your stuff together? What does your tangibles look like? Your digital tangibles and your offline tangibles. When you talk about your business, what are you doing? You're trying to sell me, sell me, sell me, sell me, or is it something that I want to go, wow, I want to know more about that? That's the difference between selection and settling. So we have to make sure we know the difference. Another thing that, again, we've done this like all the time, because everything I do is about being able to select. The other thing that's important, I've said this a lot, you guys must know this push-up. It should be the push-up for me. You cannot sell what you don't know. You can't. It's impossible. You'll be sharing like fake words, and you'll repeat words someone told you to say because it's the hot word of the day. That doesn't work. That really doesn't work. You need to know your product. What is it? What are your gifts and talents? What are the top 5 things that you bring to the table? What are your greatest, gifts and skills? What are you known for? I mean, what's the unique part of you that you've got? That's what I'm talking about. Yes, you've got tangibles, right? If you're degreed, if you've got 20 years experience, if you've got your certifications, if you're creative, if you're logical, you're short, you're tall. I mean, we all have things that we got, but there's also, what's your heart saying? What type of mojo do you have? What's your character? How about your integrity? How about your personality and your attitude? You can't sell what you don't know. You got to know yourself. You are the product today more than ever. Yeah, people can train you and everything else. They can, but they can't train you if you've got that zest for life, if you've got that willingness to get it done, if you've got that. Again, I'm big on the concept of grit, moxie, and mojo. Them things are powerful. Is that you? Is it? Then you need to know how to sell it. So you can't sell what you don't know. So if you're still not sure, gee, who am I? What do I bring? What am I about? Where do I fit? Where do I go? Find out. Find out. Hire a coach. Do what you got to do. Find out before you put that ambiguity, that gray area, ambiguity. Am I saying it right? You know what I'm saying? That gray area in the marketplace. We ain't got time for gray. We want color. We want some color. All right. Very important. And again, I do this. I'm always making sure I know my product. This right here is another way of me knowing my product, what I'm doing with you right now. A third thing to think about. I shared a lot about this today on TV, but I'll never forget. This is a wise wisdom I got from a man I've always called my Twitter daddy back in the day of the beginning of Twitter. I mean, I've been on Twitter for a long time. I think a year or two after it came out, and met some amazing folks that I still have a relationship with. Relationships matter, guys. But I'll never forget, he interviewed on one of my radio shows. This is a guy who's nationally known. And I was just starting my radio world back in the day. And I was like, wow, I'm like so in awe. I'm going to interview you. It's like me interviewing Oprah. Like, I'm so wow. And I was like, thank you so much. He said, well, hold it. It's no problem. My time is important, Francina. And but I'm going to invest my time. I don't spend time. I invest my time. I got stuck on that. I was like, wow, give me more of that. And it made a lot of sense. And it stuck with me for the last 10 years or what have you. Your time is the only commodity you cannot get back. You can't make more money. You can make more other stuff, but you are not getting more time. So when you get ready to take a block of your time, 15 minutes, half hour, 1 hour, a day, 4 years, whatever it is, you got to make sure you're investing. You're going to get a return on your investment, just like anything else, right? You just want to spend it like it has no, come, drop in. I'm dropping Jane. Just drop in. I'm not doing anything. Just come on. No, you're not the dude drop in, right? you want to make sure whatever you're doing, if you're investing your time in people, places, data, and things, you're going to get something back from that. You're going to get something back. That's the whole point. And I mean, the back doesn't have to always be money. You can feel better from being with certain people versus feeling lousy from being with certain people, right? So people, places, data, and things. By me learning this data, oh, I have a new awareness. I've got new skill. I've got a new way of thinking. Well, that's an investment. So don't just spend, invest your time and be strong enough to say no to folks that ask you, people, places, data, and things that ask you to spend. Just be cautious of it. Because if you keep spending your time, you're going to be broke. You're going to be broke. And we don't want that, right? So that's very important. And lastly, one of the 4 push-ups that I love, one of the most. In fact, I just got a text from a good friend of mine on TV, who see me on TV, how she loved this analogy. But this is the deal. And we might be here at this push-up for a while. When there is no wind, we got to row. We just got to row. We got to get them oars out, and you got to start doing this, right? There's your grit, your moxie, your fuel, your energy, whatever word you want to call it, your faith. I'm a big woman of faith. So, hey, we're going to be rowing, because sometimes the wind isn't blowing. Never mind blowing in your direction or against you. Sometimes it just ain't no wind, none. And you're either going to sit in the middle of the ocean and wait for the wind, or you're going to, I got me some oars. Well, okay, it's a little bit more work, no doubt. Well, my arms are going to get stronger, but you can still get to where you go. But sometimes you got to pick them oars up and row. So those are the 4 push-ups that I am doing. I do them every year. There's more, but those are the 4. Let me just do a quick recap of how these can really kickstart your year. Not just this year, but next year and the year after. So what do we need to do? Number 1, position yourself to select versus settle. That's a big mind shift. Number two, you can't sell what you don't know. You're the product. Know it, sell it, live it, love it, right? Number 3, invest your time versus spending it. Make sure you know the triggers of folk who are trying, people, places, and things. It's not just people. Sometimes it's places, data, and things that can consume you. Make sure you know the language where consumers are showing up in your time life. And then, of course, hey, it's just flat calm, ain't no wind, ain't nothing blowing. Get them oars, pull them out, get to going. That's what's up, right? And that's what we have to do. So that's my piece here for you. I want to make sure you guys have a fantastic week. Make it powerful, make it purposeful, and everything you do, make sure you're coming from a standpoint of you're not anxious, you're prepared. That's why you're watching this program. And we want you to make it and crush it and let us know how we can help. And again, you can find me everywhere. It's really easy to find us at tcenow.com, tcenow.com. Again, you can find all of our social platforms. We're here every Monday, fresh new content every week. So we hope you join us, that you follow us, you do what you have to do to get reminders. Don't get anxious, get prepared. Have an amazing week.